I'm so excited about today and spending this time with you because we are going to talk about something that I know is a pain in your butt every single week, which is content. And it's essentially like coming up with ideas, knowing what to post, and beyond that, hopefully you're all really thinking about what do I post to actually get clients, right? Like we can all just sort of wing something and put it out there, but what do I actually post to get a client coming in? What do I do to have the right people start following me that are local, that are, interested in high-end services, that have the means to pay on it and value it? Like, how do I make this happen on a regular basis? And so today is really going to help you. We are talking all about getting content ideas, and I want you guys to feel so good about content that it's not even an issue for you anymore in terms of like, the only thing you have to do is just sit down and put something out there. It's not the stress or anxiety of like, what do I say? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah. And if you guys have been here for a while, my strategy is different where it's like, I'm really, the photos or the video is kind of maybe what grabs attention at first, but the caption is what gets you clients. So having, photos, videos, all of that is one thing, which I'm going to help you guys know how to have a ton of that in your repertoire, like really easily. But I also want to empower you guys to actually know what you're supposed to be saying and have endless ideas, okay? So imagine this. Imagine this with me. You have an overflow of ideas for captions, and you've even made your very own caption guide for the days that you don't have inspiration. Oh my God, wouldn't that be amazing? I know that a lot of us, like I even have a 528 Instagram captions for hairstylists. Like I have that for y'all. I know a lot of people have different things that come with captions, but what I teach, like inside Luxury Client Method, and what I really want for you guys is to be able to make your own caption guide, make your own template guide based on your specialty, your city, your clientele that you're wanting to attract. We can do these blanket things that like women are always going to be struggling with their hair now and forever and 10 years ago. So that is always going to be timeless. But when you're empowered to actually put it together yourself, that's when everything changes. Like what's the saying? Give a man a fish and he'll go hungry, but teach a man a fish and he'll be full his whole life. I don't know, whatever. You guys get what I'm trying to say. So this is really going to help you kind of start that process. Okay, so then imagine you have an album on your phone with tons of photos and videos of all different varieties and styles to just pull from whenever you need them. And then lastly, imagine creating and putting out a post in 10 minutes or less, or even scheduling a whole week or a whole month's worth of posts in advance so that it is like the last thing on your mind and you can actually focus on converting followers to clients or doing your other marketing activities that are so important. So if you guys feel like that sounds like a dream world, which I do, that's my goal always for me in my business, then let's go ahead and get deep into it. So I have 3 different tips, hacks, methods that you guys can do starting ASAP in order to really understand and set yourself up for success. Again, my intention here is that you guys will be able to take these, go out and do your research based on your city, your specialty, and start building your own resources. When we are relying on other people forever, that is very scary to me. Like I want you guys to know how to put it together. Okay, so 3 ways to unlock endless captions, endless posts for your business. Are you ready? Okay, so number 1 is going to sound a little weird, all right? Number 1 is get plugged into your community. But I mean this in a different way than it probably sounds. So what I mean by this is I want you to, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, I guess, like wherever you are or you think your dream client is, I want you to find your local event pages, okay? For us in Tampa, mine is called Creative Loafing, and that's in Tampa. They talk about all of the events coming up. They even have like art events, museum events, like major concerts and things going on. They have, you know, restaurant reviews. Like, it's kind of just the hub of like culture for our city. And they have a ton of local followers, right? They put out a lot of content to serve the same exact community that I want to be serving if I'm a local hairstylist. So I wouldn't say follow the news pages, because that's probably energy we don't need or want, right? But follow these event pages. And what I want you to do with this is going to be, let's say, a moment of research, right? You pencil it into your calendar and you're like, okay, this is my research time. And you are going to go look at what events are happening, what posts on their page are getting the most engagement and comments. What are those comments about? So this is going to kind of be your way to get a pulse on what's happening in the community that you serve, right? I'm going to give you guys a quick example of then how we can apply this. But Justin Timberlake, for example, love him, hate him, whatever. He just announced a tour that is going to be coming to Tampa, where I'm at. And so if I was a local hairstylist growing a local clientele, I could make a post about getting your hair done to live out your childhood fantasy and see Justin Timberlake, right? I could do a post about, you know, teasing his ramen noodle hair or whatever. But what I'm doing is I'm talking about something that is very specific to my local area that can get people excited or follow me because it's like relevant and current and something on everyone's mind. Another example is that when Lizzo was coming here, I mean, this is years ago that Lizzo had like her big tour. My friend has a local bakery and she made Lizzo cupcakes, okay? And everybody went crazy. It got her tons of publicity. And then Lizzo herself even came by and took photos with the cupcakes and with everything like that. And so it was a way that it like pulled our whole community together as fans, as whatever. It's just cool. So a lot of times what's missing in our local hairstylist pages and content is the local. We're putting out content that any woman from anywhere in the world could really relate to or want to read, which is totally fine to have people from all over following you. But when we can hone in on these local events, local happenings, it's so much better because we're almost more guaranteed to have the right people come and follow us. Think about if you're having your city's fair, then hold on just a second. If you have your city's fair going on, talking about that, talking about ways to style your hair for the fair. Like, again, we're tying it into what's happening locally so that it's extra relevant to everything that's going on. Okay, so that was number one, get plugged into your community. Look at the comments, look at the trending topics, and see how you can relate that in a fun way to hair. Some of the best posts that you can do are like just inside jokes essentially about your city, things only people local would get that still can relate to beauty. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, this is a really, really fun website. I don't know if you guys have heard about it before, but it is called Answer the Public. Okay, Answer the Public. And you get one free search every day. But what this website, Answer the Public, does is you type in a topic and it actually shows you, it compiles the most searched questions about that topic. Okay, so here's an example. Before this talk, I typed in balayage hair. Okay, so let's say I'm a blonding specialist. I do balayage. I want more balayage clients. I went to Answer the Public and I typed in balayage hair search and it brought up all of these questions that are typed into Google all the time, right? So Can balayage damage your hair? Is balayage hair dye? Can balayage cover gray hair? Does balayage hair actually look good straight or just curly? Why is balayage better than other color? When to wash my hair before getting a balayage? How long does balayage last in your hair? When should I balayage my hair before my wedding? What does balayage hair even mean? Is balayage better on your hair than highlights? Okay, so that was like 10 different topics that you could talk about if you caught that with one little search that I did. So if you, again, you have your specialty, you have the things that your clients care about in your town, you can go to answerthepublic.com, type this in, and then actually see what people are thinking and caring about. All the time, it's like we are in our hairstylist world. Okay, we are in our hairstylist world. We've been in it for a long time, and we have a lot of knowledge that I feel like even we take for granted, right? Like, of course you double shampoo your hair, right? Like, of course you use a heat protectant, or you don't hold your curling wand in like a crazy way, like, of course, but like we're so ingratiated, or like we're so deep in that we forget what it's like to actually be a client or actually be somebody who knows nothing about hair or about their hair. So going to a site like this and typing in a topic is going to help you really get a pulse on what are people actually thinking. And I guarantee you that like 9 times out of 10, you are like, oh, I wouldn't post about that because that's too like basic, right? Like that's too low level. Like I don't need to talk about that. But in reality, those are the posts that go viral. You can also do the same on YouTube, where you just go to YouTube, go to search on YouTube and type in balayage hair. You're going to find out really quickly what people are asking, what people are talking about, especially if you go to the highest viewed videos and go to the comment section. You're going to find tons of questions, probably tons of different stories and experiences, and it's going to be a great resource for posts. We have to always ground ourselves and remember that like our Instagram pages, obviously, but like our Instagram pages are not for other hairstylists. They are not for hair brands. They are not for hair product brands. They are for our clients. They are for the everyday woman. So frequently checking in on what this everyday woman is actually thinking, searching, looking for is huge, because I can also tell you that like a lot of your clients or your audience, even if you ask them, a lot of people are like, I don't want to ask a dumb question. You know, they don't want to look stupid. They don't want to feel stupid, like not knowing what something is or how it works. And so it's up to us to kind of break that ice and talk about these things freely so that they know that we're actually there for them. Like, we're not going to treat them like they're stupid if they're like, is balayage hair dye? Like, what is balayage? Right? How are they supposed to know? How are they supposed to know? They see a before and after pic and someone has said balayage on it. They don't even know what part of the picture is what. So this is really going to help you. And like you can see, I pulled 10 out of it, but there is probably 30 different topics just on balayage hair that I could have added to my own template guide if I'm a balayage specialist, okay? So that was number 2. Answer the public or YouTube and things like that. Going out there, seeing what the everyday woman is asking, thinking, wondering about their hair. Okay, so number 3, our last one in unlocking endless content ideas, is something that is slightly annoying at first, but gets really easy over time once you're just in the habit of it. But I want you guys to just take tiny video clips all the time. Just take tiny video clips all the time, okay? When you are getting ready, tiny video clip of you in the mirror. When you are sitting in your car mentally prepping for work, tiny video clip. When you get into your salon, do a little clip of you spinning around. When you are mixing color, when you are foiling, when you are, even styling your own hair, when you are in your free time, doing whatever you do in your free time, like just get in the habit of taking little video clips. And I'm not talking about on Instagram, I'm not talking about on stories. I just mean your literal camera roll on your phone, just popping it open and taking a picture of kind of where you are and what you're doing. So what this is going to do is when you are ready to put content out, you're not sitting there like, well, I didn't do my makeup and I'm in sweats, like I can't post today, because you're already going to have all of these things that you could put together to post. B-roll videos are so popular right now, where it's literally, it could be a picture of like you in your kitchen, you like prop your phone on something, it's you in your kitchen pouring your morning cup of coffee and being like, is balayage really better for your hair than highlights? And then talking about it. Sounds very bizarre, but this is what works. So if you get in the habit of taking tiny videos all the time, taking those photos all the time, you are never going to run out of things to use. Another thing is that I always encourage y'all to repurpose what you have. Repurpose what you have. Look back in your posts, look through last year, look through the year before, I don't care. Look back, and especially the posts that did really well or got a lot more engagement than normal, like maybe you usually get 20 likes, they got 40 likes, something like that. Especially repost those. Like, your audience has told you, we liked this, so bring it back. Bring it back from the archives, post it again. You can even do the same caption. You can use the same photo or video with a new caption or new vibe, but repurpose your things. Like, nobody is paying as much attention to us as we think they are, okay? Like, I know I have talked about today's topic, Instagram captions. I know I have talked about that probably 500 times in the past 5 years. But it is always relevant. It is always something that people need support with, want help with, need ideas for, and things evolve and change, right? So I'm going to keep showing up and talking about it, and that's just how it is. So it's like, go back and see what are the topics, what are the photos, what are the videos that people have loved, and then just bring them back. We overthink content so much. We like way overthink it. And some of it is like, I don't blame them. It's not, but like our bigger hair educators that teach techniques and teach color and teach hair cutting and all of that, we love their content so much. Like, we love consuming their content so much that we start thinking we need to emulate them. Okay? We love consuming our hair educators' content so much. We think to be successful, we need to emulate it. We need to think of a cool technique, film it in a perfect way, and then describe the technique that we did in order to get more clients. Because we love that. Why wouldn't our clients love that? But the everyday woman is not consuming our favorite hair educators' content. They are looking for beauty tips. They're looking for hair tips. They're looking for the day-to-day things that are going to make their life so much better. And that's how we need to show up. So be inspired, but definitely separate your inspiration for you as a hairstylist from how you are going to show up and inspire the everyday woman in your community, right? That is such a big separation and like realization that we need to make, but it makes everything so much easier. You don't have to talk about techniques. You don't have to talk about methods. You don't have to have all of the answers about hair color formulation to show up. You just need to talk about what's a great hairbrush. What's the right way to use your hairbrush, right? Like, these are the things that our clients really want to know about and that they're Googling and feeling scared that they're dumb. And they will think you're a genius if you talk about this stuff. They will, guaranteed, I promise you. So let it be easy. Use these 3 different methods to create your own posting templates. Set yourself up for success. Use the albums on your phone. to come up with things. Even when you screenshot reviews, save them to an album on your phone. When you take these little clips and videos, save them somewhere so that it's really, really easy to grab and have. Again, a lot of the times the reason we're not posting is just because we're anticipating the 35 steps we have to take in order to get the post out there, and we're already tired before we even begin. So set yourself up a little. Will it take a little time up front? Sure. But once that's done and you're in a rhythm, y'all are gonna feel so good. You're gonna feel so, so good. Because remember, posting and showing up in that way on Instagram where you're nurturing your audience and you're putting content out there, that is one way out of 3 of getting new clients. And if you're only doing the one because it's taking all of your time, all of your energy, then you're probably struggling to actually book the clients, right? You're overemphasizing the posting because you're making it so hard and so complicated and you're overthinking it, when you could be making that easy and spending your time on the actual activities that convert everybody into booked appointments. So I hope that this has been helpful. I appreciate you guys so, so much for coming, for spending the time on your business this morning, spending the time to get inspired, to come up with new ideas. Like I always say though, listening and learning is just the first step. Now it is time for you to go take action on all of this. I want you guys taking notes, putting things together, pulling out your laptops or jumping on answerthepublic.com and taking screenshots. Let's go. It's time to put it in action. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you next Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern for another live training. Have a great day.